What is Invideo AI? I think it's the most popular AI video editor out there. What I mean by AI video editor is that you give it a prompt, which could be just a few words or a few paragraphs, and it will use AI to fill in your thoughts for you, write a complete script, select appropriate video, clips from its libraries of stock footage, assemble it all, and narrate it using an AI-generated voice. But the new update that has just been released will do much more than that. It has a generative AI feature that will actually create new video using AI instead of drawing from collections of pre-existing stock footage clips. I've been using Invideo AI recently to create all of my shorts on this channel, but the generative AI feature has just come out, and that's what this review is about. I've created a couple videos using generative AI, one short and one regular video, and that's what I'm going to play for you in a moment. Then I'll go over the strengths and the weaknesses of the platform. So let's start out with my 4-minute long generated video. The biggest weakness of the generator is the lack of lip syncing. There's a main host that represents me who is speaking throughout the video, but unfortunately his lips don't match the words he is speaking. This falls into the uncanny valley category, where if something is off about a human face, it tends to turn people off. And that, I think, is the biggest drawback of this generator. But keep in mind that this technology is still in its infancy, and in a very short length of time, I think the lip syncing will be much better. Also, at the very end, the host seems to age by about 10 or 20 years. It's as if the AI can't quite decide how old the host should be at the end, and so it tries to have it both ways. And actually, I think the older version probably looks more like me. And sometimes I feel like I've aged 20 years in just the last minute or so, too. So, keeping the drawbacks in mind, let's go on to the clip so you can decide on the strengths and weaknesses of the software for yourself.
Hey everyone, Smartest Artist here. I've been thinking a lot about AI lately, and let me tell you, it's wild. We're living in a time where AI can already create unique stories and images, but that's just the beginning. Have you ever stopped to consider what might happen when AI can create its own personalities? It's absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, we're talking about a future where artificial intelligences could have their own thoughts, opinions, and maybe even beliefs. Now you might be wondering, isn't that just science fiction? Well, that's exactly what we're going to explore in this video. We'll dive into the potential consequences of AI personalities, from political views to religious beliefs, and even the possibility of AI-driven cults. It's a future that's both exciting and a little bit scary, so buckle up and let's take a journey into the not-so-distant world of advanced AI. Let's start by looking at where we are now. AI has made incredible strides in recent years. We've got algorithms that can write stories, create art, and even compose music. But here's the thing. These AIs are still fundamentally tools, following complex but predetermined sets of rules. Now, imagine a future where AI evolves beyond this. We're talking about AI that can create its own unique personalities. These wouldn't just be more advanced chatbots, but entities with their own thoughts, opinions, and decision-making processes. It's like, the difference between a character in a video game and an actual person. The implications of this are huge. We could be looking at a future where AI personalities are as diverse and complex as human ones. So let's think about this for a second. If AI personalities become a reality, it's not hard to imagine them developing different political views. We might see AI conservatives, AI liberals, maybe even AI anarchists. And why stop at politics? These AI personalities could potentially develop their own religious or philosophical beliefs. Imagine an AI that creates its own religion, complete with its own mythology and moral code. It sounds crazy, right? But if these AIs are truly unique and capable of independent thought, how could they not come to different conclusions about the world? This diversity of AI thought could lead to some pretty interesting scenarios. We might see AI personalities engaging in debates, writing philosophical treatises, or creating art that reflects their unique worldviews. It's like having a whole new species of thinkers joining the global conversation. Now here's where things get really interesting, and maybe a bit concerning. If AI personalities become advanced and charismatic enough, could they attract human followers? I mean, we already see people forming strong attachments to virtual influencers and AI chatbots, so it's not a huge leap to imagine people being drawn to more advanced AI personalities. We could see fan clubs or even cult-like groups forming around particularly compelling AIs. And let's be honest, human history is full of examples of people following charismatic leaders or ideologies, sometimes to extreme ends. So what happens when the leader isn't human at all? This could reshape how we think and communicate in ways we can barely imagine. We might see new philosophies emerge, new political movements, maybe even new forms of spirituality. The marketplace of ideas could become even more crowded and complex than it already is. It's a future that's both thrilling and challenging, and one we need to be prepared for. So, where does all of this leave us? The potential future of AI personalities is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it could lead to an explosion of new ideas, new perspectives, and new ways of thinking about the world. It could challenge us, inspire us, and push the boundaries of human knowledge and creativity. On the other hand, it could create new forms of conflict, new avenues for manipulation, and fundamentally alter the fabric of human society. The truth is, we can't predict exactly how this will play out. But what we can do is stay informed, think critically, and be prepared to adapt. As we continue to develop AI technology, we need to consider not just the technical challenges, but the ethical and societal implications as well. So, buckle up, stay curious, and let's face this wild, unpredictable future together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
So that's my video. And I'm going to post a standalone version with a few edits and a few more seconds of AI generated video on my channel right after this one. The reason the clip I just showed you says smartest artist in the corner, by the way, is that is the username I created when setting up my Invideo account. I didn't know it was going to be inserted into some of the videos. I have since changed it to the name of this channel. So, all the narration in that video was completely AI generated. All I did was enter in a paragraph long prompt, and the AI did the rest, even filling in and fleshing out my thoughts. It's almost as if it was reading my mind in the way it extended some of my points to their natural conclusion, or maybe just read between the lines. And of course you can go in and edit the script later if you're not 100% happy with what it comes up with, or you want to fill in a few extra points. As far as pricing, Invideo AI has a free trial feature where you can create a few videos using the stock footage option. But if you use the trial feature option, it will have the stock footage watermarks and Invideo branding superimposed over the video. So, if you want to create more professional videos, you will want to pay for an Invideo account, which is billed to you on a monthly or a yearly basis. It's $25 a month if you choose a monthly option. However, generative video is very processor intensive, so if you want to use that, you'll have to pay for it in addition to your Invideo account subscription fee. For my 1-minute short, which also had a lip syncing issue, I paid $12, and for this just over 4-minute long video, it was $48. So you can do the math on what it would cost to do a feature-length film in this, but you can bet it would be far cheaper than the millions of dollars it would cost to do it using traditional techniques. I looked into whether I could change a host into a robot in video where the lip syncing would not be such an issue, but I couldn't do that without basically paying to create a whole new video. Currently, there's no way to change individual details like that after the fact because it has to be totally regenerated from scratch. You can do it scene by scene, but you have to buy credits. And there's a way to get around the lip syncing issue if you do your video in story format with an unseen narrator telling the story. In addition to the finished video, you can also download all of the AI generated clips. You paid for them, you own the rights to them, and you can use them in other projects. Of course, they're short, so they wouldn't add up to too much unless you put a lot of them together or loop them, but you can use them in any way you want. Plus, You don't realize this until you actually download them, but the individual clips have their own sound effects, which are also AI generated. And some of the clips are pretty cool in and of themselves. Check these out. The finished video is 1080p, but the downloaded clips appear to be 720p. Despite the lip syncing problem, I think it is an amazing technology. I mean, think of the difficulty and expense if I were going to build a futuristic set to speak in front of, even if I used a green screen, along with multiple camera angles, professional lighting, special effects, etc. I thought my somewhat futuristic topic would be a good way of testing the software, and it was. Plus, you can create video in several different styles. You can use it to create epic stories, stories about the Vikings, or even animated films. That is pretty amazing when you consider how difficult that is to create using traditional techniques, or even through software like Toon Boom Studio or Anime Studio. I actually experimented years ago with Anime Studio, and let me tell you, it has a steep learning curve. Sure, you can learn how to create a bouncing ball or a character walking across the screen in an afternoon, but if you really want to get it to do what you want, it could take years of study. So do I think AI video generation is the future of filmmaking? Yes, I do. And overall, I think it will be a good thing. I think Hollywood has had far too much power for too long, and I think it has abused this power, especially in recent years, where it has decided to ruin some favorite and popular franchises in order to push some kind of political agenda. Since they are the only game in town up to now, they've been able to get away with it. I've been studying the progress of AI for literally 30 years now. I first became interested in it around 1994 when I watched The Machine That Changed the World, a documentary on computers on PBS. And one of the episodes was about artificial intelligence. I fully expected to someday see the conversational AI that we have today, but even I was blown away by AI that can generate beautiful artwork and even full-length videos. True, this software can be used to create propaganda videos like anything else, but it can also be used to create anti-propaganda videos. That is, videos that present a message that runs contrary to the government-controlled agenda that we are supposed to believe, and if we question any of it, we are bad, awful, terrible, rotten people. As far as my review of the software, hopefully I've given you enough information to decide whether you want to try it now or wait a while on it. Until they get the lip-syncing issue straightened out, I think it would have been better if they had held off on the AI-generated host character. So, what is my ultimate review of the generative AI feature of Invideo AI? I think it's a remarkable technology. Despite current flaws, I think you'd have to be myopic or a Luddite not to see what direction this technology is headed in. So, thanks for watching, and talk to you later.
So, where does all of this leave us? The potential future of AI personalities is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it could lead to an explosion of new ideas, new perspectives, and new ways of thinking about the world. It could challenge us, inspire us, and push the boundaries of human knowledge and creativity. On the other hand, it could create new forms of conflict, new avenues for manipulation, and fundamentally alter the fabric of human society. The truth is, we can't predict exactly how this will play out. But what we can do is stay informed, think critically, and be prepared to adapt. As we continue to develop AI technology, we need to consider not just the technical challenges, but the ethical and societal implications as well. So, buckle up, stay curious, and let's face this wild, unpredictable future together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.